clicking on What Are You Nerdy About podcast from Nerdstalgia. We're a store in Colorado Springs. We're in the Citadel Mall. We're open every day but Monday. It's 11 to 8. Most days of the week, Sundays, the mall closes at 6. But we'd love to see you. The What Are You Nerdy About podcast. We talk about what you are nerdy about. We have customers come in and just chat with us about what they are nerdy about. What is your passion, and what do you like to buy, watch, collect? What are you nerdy about? So today is Daniel, and if you'd like to be on the What Are You Nerdy About podcast, you can send us a message, nerdstalgiastore@gmail.com. Nerdstalgia.shop is the website, or Nerdstalgia Shop on Instagram or Facebook. Send us a message. Let us know what you're nerdy about and that you'd like to be on, and we'll put you into the rotation. So, Daniel, welcome.
What's going on, man?
Hey, just literally living my dream, getting to set up and have a nerdy little store full of nostalgia, a nostalgic store and a nostalgic mall. And, it's fun to set up and meet people and talk about different things people are nerdy about. So, Daniel, what are you nerdy about?
Godzilla.
Godzilla. All right. The king of monsters, they say.
Indeed.
All right. So, take me back. When do you remember becoming nerdy about Godzilla?
Probably like 5 years old, something like that, dude.
Okay.
I think it was Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla.
Okay.
You know, big scary monster and big scary metal monster.
Sure.
The same thing, you know. Raw, big monster versus other big.
5 years old, that's when you don't need anything, you can find two rocks and make them fight, preferably action figures. You find your sisters or cousins' dolls. They're not changing clothes or doing fashion shows. They're going to fight. So, yeah, for me it was wrestling action figures, which, that's pretty natural to make them fight. So, but yeah, I'd wrestle with my sister's Barbies or whatever, they had to have a valet to the ring, somebody interfered. So for you it was Godzilla. Definitely a pivotal age where that's going to make a mark. So did you catch it on TV? Was it a rental store? What
Oh god, that I don't know.
A good question,
I
huh?
really don't know about that one. You know what? It was probably TV.
Yeah.
It was probably
flipping
TV.
through Sci-Fi Channel or something like that on cable.
Probably. I remember watching like Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla like with my dad.
Okay.
And just having this like weird unspoken childhood bonding moment, where you're like, wow, my dad likes big scary monsters just like I do. Like that's fucking cool.
Yeah. So tell me about, as you grew up watching it, what kind of things did you find, collect? What were you into when it came to Godzilla? How did you practice your nerddom?
I mean, growing up as a kid, like I always had all the action figures,
Okay.
My absolute favorite was Space Godzilla.
Okay.
I'm really looking forward to the new one, Space Godzilla. If it's not Space Godzilla, we riot.
Okay.
I don't know, man. I watched probably all the old Japanese ones as they came out. Fell in love with those. Eventually went back when I was older, watched like the original ones. Got really into now like the Legendary. I don't know, man. Something about that just kind of clicked in my brain all those years and just grew with me.
Okay, all right. So action figures, would you have a favorite one?
Probably the Space Godzilla one.
Okay, that makes sense.
Just cause, weird, crystally, spiky crap growing out of its shoulders and whatnot.
Okay. Yeah.
It's the most bizarre looking Godzilla thing known to man.
Yeah, I've run across a few of those in my hunts and in and out of stores and cons, and I've seen some of those figures. They are very cool. Fan of the animated series? Did you watch that when that was on?
Not a lot, honestly. I don't know why. To be
Yeah.
totally, I don't know why I never did.
Okay.
I've rewatched. Even now, I've never watched all of it. I've rewatched bits and pieces of it.
Okay.
It's cool. It's a lot of fun.
All right.
You know, I should go back and probably rewatch it. I feel like a bad person now. You know, I'm like crap.
Yeah,
Kinda put me on the spot a little.
Dude, there
you
are
know?
so many Godzilla movies, Godzilla versus, and do you even know how many like splinters in the timeline there are?
Oh God. No, because there's you have all your different eras. You've got Toho, the Heisei. Now you've got the Legendary.
Is the legendary like the
there's-
new like current incarnation?
Legendary would be it's the well they call it it's the American version of it now.
Okay.
You know they've taken a little bit more of a different spin on it. You know, Godzilla used to be is the incarnation of nuclear war from
Yes.
Japan and everything all else. You know, it was the ideology of what World War II was, what the nuclear bomb was, what it did to Japan and all that. The legendary MonsterVerse, with their version of Godzilla.
We don't like to think of ourselves as the bad guy who introduced Godzilla to their country,
Exactly. He's more the like the chaotic good protector of Earth. You know, humanity is there.
Okay.
You know, it is much more giant monster versus giant monster. Whereas the older Japanese ones, you had your giant monster, but there was a lot more of that human element to it. With the newer, like the American version,
Yeah.
nobody cares about the human.
Yeah, it's a special effects, big fight.
That's all anybody
time
cares about. That's
when
all
they
anybody
bring 'em
cares
in.
about.
Yeah.
They did it right. They know what the people want.
Yeah, and developed some good story around that people can,
It is.
enjoy the narrative.
It's great, you know, if you actually get into kind of the nitty gritty of it, you know, it goes a lot deeper than just big monster versus big monster.
Yeah.
You know,
So why was it Godzilla? Why did that one stick with you more than all the other things you were introduced at 5 years old?
I think it was just something about the like untouchable nature. You know, even through all the old Japanese films that came out, you know, in the 80s and in the 90s and the early 2000s there, numerous movies featured a Godzilla death of some kind, in some form, whatever. But he always came back. And you knew, like, Godzilla's never truly dead. Now, you know, we don't talk about Destroya because that's, you know, Godzilla died. But
Okay.
up until that point, you know, he was almost this untouchable, you know, omnipotent being of immortality almost.
Mhm.
You know, something about that just was fascinating to me as a kid.
Okay.
You know, because I loved like Transformers and stuff like that, but robot gets broken and destroyed, and well, that's
Yeah.
it. Goodbye,
Yeah.
robot.
I mean, they broke all of our hearts in Transformers the movie. Spoiler alert. But I mean, people die in those and don't come back until seasons later when they need to sell more toys.
yeah.
So, one of the current things in the incarnation, so I've never been a big Godzilla person. Love and respect the original. I've always loved how they did use Godzilla for a metaphor for nuclear war and how that affected the country. So I've always had my respect and my love, but I've never watched a lot of the like versus Mothra and versus this and that, but I have watched some of the original Godzilla versus King Kong and the current Godzilla versus Kong. So I'm a little bit more of a King Kong guy.
Cool.
How did you like the Godzilla versus Kong movies?
They're really fun.
Yeah.
You know, the original, I didn't like it.
Yeah.
You know, I'll be honest, I didn't like it.
Was it the
You
look?
know?
Was it the story?
It was the story. You can't
Okay.
beat Godzilla.
Yeah.
You just no.
Well,
no. You know,
he is King Kong.
I get, but no.
Yeah.
You know, what is a king to a god?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I'm sorry if I'm quoting Kanye, whoever the heck said that to begin with.
It was a
but,
pre-Nazi Kanye.
you know.
We were okay with that. I miss the old Kanye. That's when Jay-Z still fucked with him. So I like that one. So yeah, I get that because the newer movie got it better. They went with the pro wrestling trope where two good guys
so
have
just
beef.
Suplexed him off the back.
Well, they literally.
What even is this?
I guess
man?
they literally went with the wrestling thing, but you know, when two good guys have beef, and you don't want to settle like who was the better of them. They team up because somebody interfered, and they've got to team up to get.
I like the way they did that.
Yeah.
You know, it bridges a nice gap to where I feel like they're not like pushing the fan base, you know, one direction or the other. You know, Kong versus Godzilla equal. Yeah. I like how, like you say, it's an even ground.
It's a much smarter way to do it too. So, like you know, we are a store here, so you know, this is a little bit about us. You know, we're right here. You can see everything in the background, from action figures to movie posters to my loss prevention manager Michael, who's displaying a backpack that you can get. So, you know, whatever you're nerdy about, you know, if you're into video games, comic books, music, you know, we sell physical media and any of the collectibles that go with it. So, you know, if you're a Godzilla fan, a couple of the things to show you, Daniel, you know, we talked about the Godzilla versus Kong. We've got a little baby Kong here. So this is the action figure that I have left. You know, we had some NECA ones.
Great.
So looking for the NECA Kong today, and we sold it, but I've got a little baby Kong here.
That's great.
You know, along the King Kong route, we've got, you know, DVD collectors that I miss special editions. I mean, my God. This was the Peter Jackson King Kong that came out, but this one you can actually get, it's got the certificate there, but you can get production notes, the little clipboard, so, you know, all kinds of the production diaries on the movie, great photos, art, and then the special edition of the movie itself. So that's something that you can look at if you're on the King Kong side of things. But Godzilla, you know, you can come get the DVD of the current Legendary, right? This is what kicked off the Legendary, right? This was first.
Yep. Some Legendary would be the producer.
Okay.
You know.
All right.
If you want to get technical, they call it the Monsterverse.
We've also got the Blu-ray. So you can come in, get DVD, Blu-ray, new, used, both. King of the Monsters. We've also got that one. Maybe you want something a little bit more old school. Talk to me about these. Gamera.
That's an old one.
So this is a 4-movie collection. This has, so this is, you know, other kaiju, because I know you're a fan of kaiju, period, not just, so. This one has Gamera versus, or Gamera the giant monster, Gamera versus Barugan. Oh, wow. Virus and Gaios. I am not very good at pronouncing these Japanese words translated to English, but 4 movies on Blu-ray. So again, Gamera.
I've seen Gamera. Very odd movie.
Okay.
It's been a very long time since I've seen that. Took a very similar take to, because it was made in the same time frame as the original Godzilla there, it took a very similar ideology to the obvious World War II nuclear metaphor there.
Well, just like anything that becomes successful, there's always the imitators, and you're going to bring them on. So
Gamera was, I think, their first iteration of real, like, big monster v big monster, and it really set a tone for, like, that generation of, like, producing what became to be, like, monster movies that had never really been done before. Like, back in, what was it, 54, when the original came out, that was nobody ever did that before. We had King Kong, you know, way back when, but that was the only thing. Then you had Godzilla, and then eventually you moved into what we have now. You've got Pacific Rim and everything all else. These are things that started that.
Yeah.
I haven't seen. Let me see here. I've seen Gamera Giant Monster. Barugan, I think maybe I've seen this.
Okay.
And I recognize Gaios? I'm not even really sure. I don't think I've seen that one, or Viras. I don't recognize that one at all.
Talk to me about Shin Godzilla. That's another one that we have. So, got a Blu-ray of that right now in stock. Of course, subject, availability may change by the time you see this. But right now I do have Shin Godzilla, so tell me a little bit about this incarnation.
Shin Godzilla is, in my opinion, it's the darkest Godzilla to date.
Okay.
I'd say, even though, I don't know if you've seen -1.
I have not yet. I've heard nothing but great things. I've got my copy at home.
Phenomenal.
Okay.
Absolutely recommend you see that.
Yeah.
Especially with the system that you got at your place. Yes.
All right.
I'll come over for that one too.
We should do it.
Shin Godzilla took a very human approach to what Godzilla was. They painted Godzilla, instead of the giant monster hell-bent on destruction, it was a mutation. It was something that had been biologically altered by nuclear waste product and things like that. And so when you first see it come on land, it's this giant bulbous creature. It's in pain. You can clearly see this thing's in agony. It's writhing in pain, rolling around. It can barely breathe. It can't move. It can't sustain its own body. It's not used to being outside of the water. It's a really weird, dark feeling to almost feel compassion for this thing, because you know what it is going into it, and you already see the destruction that it's wreaking by no fault of its own. But as it progresses through its evolutions, it evolves to literally combat everything that's being thrown at it. It truly is the incarnation of nature, brought more to life in a much more spectacular manner. I believe would be the fifth, or it was undergoing its fifth and final evolution when they finally devised their wacky little plan to halt him. And that's the fun part. There's a Shin Godzilla 2 coming, because he technically didn't actually die.
Okay.
But as he's going into his fifth and final evolution, there's literal humans attached to his outer structure, and obviously leaves that open for your own ideology there. It's dark. It's a psychological take on it that I really find truly fascinating. I definitely say it's probably my second favorite overall Godzilla movie. Okay. Truly speaking, yeah.
Well, that begs the question: what is your favorite Godzilla movie?
You've got it right there.
The
you already know.
Yep. The legendary.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
The very first one that introduced the legendary monsterverse to America.
Okay.
That came out May 16, 2016. It was on my birthday.
All right.
I'll remember that. You know what?
Absolutely.
Went to that, obviously, with my dad, just like I've gone to all the other ones with him. And
love that connection.
I remember seeing the trailers for it, and all my life, the biggest thing that's really stuck with me out of Godzilla is, maybe I should have led with this earlier. It's just, now I think about it, the roar.
Okay.
And how it's evolved through every single generation.
Okay.
There's, with each new era of Godzilla and each different variation of it, they change its sound. And something about that has always just felt kind of haunting to me. It resonates. I can, especially in the theaters, I can feel it in my bones. It's a deep, just haunting feeling. I'm sick. I like it.
You got to go see it in a Dolby theater for the next one. Then really gets some sound out of it.
Seeing the trailer for 2014, that Godzilla, and not having any Godzilla of any kind for 20 years, really, since Godzilla vs. Destroyer. We're not going to talk about the bullshit American one. That was garbage.
Hey, it's one of like the only two Puff Daddy songs I'll listen to. That one with Jimmy Page. That's a pretty sweet song. I'm all right with that.
It is. The movie though.
Yeah.
Not the best.
Understand.
The 2014 man.
When I saw Ferris Bueller was in it, I couldn't take it seriously. So.
Yep. I forgot about that until now. Thanks. I forgot about that. No, but man, something about just like when I heard that roar again, coming through my headphones when I first saw that trailer, I was like, oh my God. All those childhood memories, everything came flooding back. I was like, yep, this is it. And the way that they finally showed Godzilla in all his big fat glory, as everybody loves to say. The cinematics on it was just fucking perfect. It was just perfect. The way that they teased it all the way up into the airport. First thing you see is the foot. Then they cut outside to, the paratroopers coming down through the smoke. All you see is their red contrails coming down. Oh man, that scene will stay forever playing in my head until the day I die.
Cool.
Yeah.
So if somebody wanted to get into Godzilla, where do you recommend they start?
Go back to the start, man.
The original.
Start at the beginning.
Yeah.
It's, for how we are now, this is the hard part about getting into Godzilla. You can start anywhere. You really can. Even starting with like the 2014 Godzilla with the legendary monsters. You can do that if you wanted. You can start anywhere. The hard part is getting through the original stuff, the Japanese cultured stuff. Our cultures are so vastly different in the way that we view cinema and the way that we view the world. Literally everything.
It's one of my favorite things about movies and watching foreign films and seeing that. Yeah.
Right. And so when we go back and we're going to go rewatch the original 1954 iteration of the Godzilla that came out, it looks terrible. The acting is deplorable. It's clearly a dude in a crappy rubber suit. It looks awful. The stories are awful. You got to push through it and get to the context of like what it meant back then.
Yeah.
The Japanese ones are the worst. They're the worst because especially in the 90s, the acting was just so bad. Yeah. It was so bad by our standards.
Sure.
By their standards, that's actors. I mean, that's actor. That's Oscar. That's Oscar worthy, man. These are the best of the best in their eyes.
Yeah.
They're putting on a friggin' show, and to us, it's a joke. Yeah. So you got to get outside of the mindset of, oh man, these guys are just terrible actors. Yeah, whatever, man. Enjoy what it is.
Yeah.
That was my thing. Like, I grew up with it as a kid. Like, I knew it was weird acting, but I was like, well, I liked the fact that it's a big monster.
Sure.
He's doing big monster stuff. He has this cool, like, fire, laser breath stuff. It was a big, unique thing. Like, I think that's what really stuck with me.
Yeah. I know there's a Criterion version out of that, so if you're an audiophile, visual person, have a good system, I picked up the 4K on that. It's beautiful, really well done. Gone back, remastered it into a native 4K disc.
I need to see that.
Yeah, really well done there. Lots of, we talked about Gamera, the versus Kong stuff, other Gaiju. What's some other highlights? You mentioned Pacific Rim. What's some other Godzilla adjacent movies that you like?
Uh, Peter Jackson's King Kong.
Yeah.
Loved that, dude. Loved that.
Yeah.
I'm a huge Jurassic Park, Jurassic World. I I know the new ones are bad.
I really liked the latest one.
They're fun.
Yeah. Good restart.
I guess I have an uncanny ability I've learned to sit down and watch a movie and just enjoy the movie.
Yeah.
I don't read too far into how much this doesn't make sense, this plot line doesn't connect. I go in because I like dinosaurs.
Sure.
I want to go see what more dinosaur stuff you guys are going to do. And they did awesome stuff. I don't care about the D-Rex, whatever. Yeah, it was a cool thing. I was more impressed by the fact that we saw, I don't know, hundreds, literally hundreds of dinos on screen at one time.
Yeah.
I'm like, there we go. There we go. That's what we need more of.
Yeah. You ever seen the movie Colossal?
I don't think so.
Well, there's
no.
my recommendation to you.
Okay.
Two of my favorites, Anne Hathaway, always have really liked her, and then Jason Sudeikis
Okay.
is in it, and it really ties in. They have this story that they're having here in the States, and every night at night something's happening on the other side of the world in Japan with this huge monster, and they tie to each other. It is an interesting flick, so I definitely recommend that. So
Nice.
yeah, so we've got Godzilla flicks and where to start, Godzilla adjacent movies. We touched on the animated series. There was the video game. I think it was a GameCube game back in the day. Did you ever play that?
So I played like a ported version, you
Okay.
know, a few years ago on my computer.
Okay.
I never had a GameCube as a kid. I wasn't allowed to have nice things,
Yeah.
you know. So I never had all the fun games.
Yeah.
But I played a little bit of that a few years ago. It's kind of cool. It's kind of cool, you know. The King Kong one that just came out, I haven't played, but I've watched a little bit of like gameplay. I've watched some reviews. It looked like it's gone pretty good. It's got some really good reviews. It looks. I'm not a big fan of just like the side scroll kind of gameplay, you know, like the old school Mario.
That's the stuff I grew up on.
You know. I liked Mario, you know.
Yeah.
But I feel like most other stuff, I'm like, stop trying to be Mario.
I get lost.
You know.
I get lost in a 3D game.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
Well, Daniel, thank you so much. I appreciate you coming in, talking about Godzilla, and letting us know what you're nerdy about. We want to know what you're nerdy about. Check us out, nerdstalgia.shop. Stop by the Citadel Mall, downstairs from Great Food Court. You can visit us any day but Monday at the store. We're closed on Mondays, 11 to 8. Sundays we close at 6. We buy, we sell, we trade whatever you're nerdy about. Physical media and the collectibles that go with them, records, comics, video games, and so much more. Come check us out. Sit and play some video games with us, and let us know you saw us on the podcast. Until next time, stop by and let us know what you're nerdy about.